Can everybody hear me? Okay, good. There is a full row. It's kind of like those coaches who want you to sit in the front row of class. There's a full row up here of seats if someone does not have a seat and you're looking for one. Packed house today. A lot of beautiful people sitting out in front of us. And we have a lot to celebrate today. We want to welcome our candidates, our presenters, their family, their friends, certainly all of our longtime Barton Community College supporters, the coaches, the student athletes. It's so good to see so many student athletes here. Yes, you guys please sit down. Coaches, again, thank you for impressing the importance of today and the so many things that our student athletes can learn from the stories they're going to hear today in the history of Barton Community College. Members of our college community, thank you for coming out today, as again we gather to celebrate the accomplishments of 3 new inductees into the illustrious Barton Sports Hall of Fame. I am excited to be here today. By the way, I'm Trevor Rolfs. I'm the athletic director here at the college, year 14. I'm always excited, and I'll say it as I say, this is probably my most favorite day every year, serving as athletic director here, because it brings back memories of my time here as a student athlete. And we're able to see, we're able to hear, and we're able to share in the incredible culture that developed these candidates or these inductees today. And there's so many in this room who have been affected so positively because of our experiences here at Barton Community College. So again, welcome to everybody. We appreciate you being here this afternoon. We're going to have a wonderful ceremony this afternoon, and then we'll talk about what the rest of the day is going to bring as we close today. If for some reason you didn't get that cake or that punch when you first got here and you really can't wait till the end, there's going to be plenty at the end. Please help yourself to that. If you do have to use the restroom, you'll have to go into the elevator and up, or you can go around the corner and up the stairs, and those restrooms are in the concession main hallway in the main gym to the south. So without further ado, I want to welcome our first guest today, who's going to share some words of wisdom, and he's got a few of them, spending 41 years of his career here as our head athletic trainer, and now our Booster Club board president. Please help me welcome to the microphone, Ken Henderson. Seems really echoey. Hey, it's good to have you up here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay. I don't know about words of wisdom because I retired, so I've tried to forget everything. Somebody still asks me for help. Sorry, I forgot. It's kind of my approach. Okay, today we are recognizing 3 inductees into the Barton Community College Athletic Hall of Fame. Tim, Lacy, and Natchapol, or as he was known here, Putter. Each of these individuals have excelled in their chosen careers and have left an indelible mark on their respective Cougar teams and on our Barton Athletic Department. I want to thank the inductees' families and our community for sharing this celebration with us this afternoon, and I want to especially thank our student athletes for joining us today. Lastly, I want to recognize our Cougar Booster Club Board of Directors. When I call your name, just stand. I think most people are here, but I'm not sure everyone is. Rob Bowman, Kevin Sundahl, Janice Link, Sandy Smith, Kelly Bowman, Joni Panning, Chuck Fellholter, Eric Gotchi, Ron Mason, Stan Kaiser, Dennis Call, and our voice of the Cougars, Cole Wright. Congratulations to our inductees. Thank you to those sharing this special occasion with us today.
Thank you again, Doc, and thank for all of our Booster Club board members who are in attendance today. And we'll visit a little bit about my thanks and appreciation for them as we again close out this afternoon's ceremony. Well, again, we're here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate a lot of things, most importantly, these three individuals. For those student athletes sitting in here today, you're learning. Some of you as sophomores or maybe third-year student athletes, you know. For those of you who are, again, part of this community and this culture that we call Barton Community College, you know. We're going to hear about a lot of rich history today. It's probably going to involve the community support. And we're going to get a lot, at least I am going to get a lot of warm feelings about this little village we call Barton Community College. The people that we're going to introduce and certainly in the end induct today are a big reason why we're going to get those warm and fuzzy feelings today, because of the impact that they have had on this college and more importantly beyond. Which brings me to my next point. What makes up a Hall of Famer? How do you become a Hall of Famer? Well, you're going to hear about that today. And it's going to touch you, and you're going to understand how and why these folks are Hall of Famers. Some of it because they were outstanding athletes here. Some of it because of the people that they were connected with here, the contributions that they made to the college, and a lot to do with who they've become after their time here at Barton Community College. People is what makes this place special. And the people that we're going to meet today are going to make it very clear why that is. Without further ado, let's meet our first inductee this year, and it's a special one, and we're going to go ladies first today. The first cheer or dance team member in the illustrious history of those programs here at Barton Community College to ever be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Would you please help me welcome her presenter, who will introduce her to you, our current cheer coach here at Barton, cheer and dancer, former student athlete. Welcome to the microphone, Amanda Schnoebelen.
Yes, I am Amanda Schnoebelen, and I am actually in my 19th year at Barton. Yeah, I know. It is with much pride and honor to present from not only the first ever dancer into the Hall of Fame, but also a very much talented, incredible, and all-around amazing human being that is Lacy Draznik. I am extremely grateful that I can say that Lacy is one of my dearest and closest friends that I love and adore. Not only will I speak on Lacy's accomplishments throughout her life, but I'm also going to go down a little memory lane of her and I's friendship. Lacy grew up just down the road in Ellenwood, Kansas. She is the daughter of a farmer, Jerry Fries, and a teacher, Carol Fries. I first met Lacy at a very young age when we were both a student at Dorothy Donnelly's School of Dance. I guess I can't say I met her then. We were not in the same class. But I was able to watch her from the dressing room, and I was just in awe of her dancing abilities. And I just knew I wanted and very badly needed to be friends with this magnetic soul. We later met up together on the first ever Argonne Rebels competitive dance team when I was a senior and she was a junior in high school. We got to travel to San Diego, California that year, and we competed together. And from then on, it was in the books. I had a friend for life. Right out of high school, Lacy was hired by the National Dance Alliance to teach their summer dance camps. For the next 8 summers, they were filled with teaching high school and college dancers all across the U.S. NDA created many opportunities within the industry and friendships that still support her today. Lacy's freshman year of college, she was a D1 dancer at the Oklahoma State University. Luckily for all of us, she decided to come dance at Barton Community College her sophomore year, and she was under the direction of the infamous and beautiful Debbie Warren. And Debbie Warren just happens to be my amazing mother. I cannot wait for you all to hear about her memories and unforgettable moments that she created while she was dancing here at Barton. After Barton, Lacy transferred to Wichita State University, where we were once again reunited dancing in the Wichita Contemporary Performance Company as dance majors. We were also roommates. Not only did we live together, dance together, but we also worked together waitressing and bartending at many establishments along in Wichita. And as much as I would love to share some of our unforgettable moments in college together, I'm afraid most are not appropriate for today's ceremony and the fact that I have many bosses in attendance. We'll talk later. Being a part of WSU dance department connected her with master programs such as Riri Wordberry of Salt Lake City, Cleo Parker Robinson of Denver, Alvin Ailey of New York, and Janice Garrett of San Francisco. Lacy graduated cum laude with a Bachelor's of Fine Arts degree of dance from WSU in 2005. After graduation, she moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where she was a dance coach for CDX while continuing working for NDA. She was also a special education in the Tulsa school districts. A para for special education, sorry, I forgot that part. Okay. Lacy was the first to introduce me for my love of sushi and martinis when I would frequently visit her in Tulsa, Oklahoma. In fact, Lacy was the first for many important moments in my life. Not only was she the maid of honor in my wedding, but she was the first person I called when I found out that I was pregnant for the first time. She was the only one that knew for quite a long time. Moving forward 9 months, I called her once I went into labor. The next morning, I updated her that the baby still had not arrived, but I would keep her updated. Several hours later, here comes Lacy bursting through the hospital doors announcing, "I'm here, where's the baby?" She sped from Tulsa, Oklahoma to Great Bend, Kansas to be there as I gave birth to my now 18-year-old baby boy. At this time, I was the dance coach here at Barton. Being the incredible dance master that she was, I just knew I had to have her come and choreograph our national routines. So for the first 2 years of my career here at Barton, Lacy came to my aid and choreographed for the Barton national dance teams. In 2007, Lacy took a giant leap and moved to San Francisco. While there, she taught at Kirkpatrick School of Dance and performed professionally with companies such as Ross Dance, First Class Arts, and Funkonometry San Francisco. One of Lacy's most accomplished and rewarding works was teaching hip-hop in the Philippines to hundreds of underprivileged children. This brings us to 2011. Myself, still coaching at Barton, received an email from a lady inquiring of my interest to take over a couple dance studios in the Kansas City area. Although I was very much interested, it just was not the right decision for myself or my family. But it was one of those too good to be true moments. So of course, what did I do? I called Lacy to tell her all about it. And luckily, and selfishly, I wanted her to move back to Kansas and be closer to me. So luckily, she snatched that opportunity up and is now in her 14th season of the CEO, owner, and director of Miami County Dance Movement, with 2 locations just south of Kansas City, educating 2 years to 102 years old in all forms of dance and acrobatics. How lucky are all those individuals to have Miss Lacy as their mentor? Lives are forever changed for the better after having Lacy be a part of your world. In 2014, she married the love of her life, Matt Draznik, in the most spectacular wedding ever. I was honored to be a part of her special day, along with my son as the ring bearer. Today, they have 2 precious children, Van, age 7, and Stevie, age 4. I admire Lacy for all of her continued success in educating and sharing her love and passion of dance for all those that surround her. I also want to thank Lacy for being my friend for life and supporting myself and my family over the past 25-some years. Even the small gestures of going out of your way to watch my daughter at her cheer competitions anytime we were in Kansas City, and always listening to me vent about life and helping me talk through situations of continuing to coach for the college-age students. And now it is my privilege and pleasure to introduce to you the next member of the Barton Community College Athletic Hall of Fame, Miss Lacy Fries Draznik. And that one too was Jen.
Thank you. Okay. Wow, thank you so much, Mandy. That was beautiful and brought back so many good memories that sometimes escape my brain, sometimes. Hello, sorry, especially to all the dancers, hi, and my family. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you to the Barton Community College. It is very hard for me to say that. Barton County Community College, is that okay for me to say that?
Call it that.
Okay.
It's fine.
Athletic department, for recognizing dance in the Hall of Fame. I know that there are many talented individuals that could be standing in my very spot, and I'm truly honored to be chosen. I want to express my sincere gratitude to Mandy Schnoblin for nominating me. Your belief means the world to me. I also want to thank my family and friends for being here today and for supporting me throughout my journey. You've been there through thick and thin, cheering me on every step of the way, despite my decision not to continue accounting classes. Sorry, Dad. And of course, a special thank you to my parents for putting me in dance in the first place and nurturing my passion. I've spent, and my parents have spent, many countless hours and considerable amount of money, maybe all the same amount of money that you spend on farming, you probably spent on dance. You could say this has been my life's investment. Basically, besides growing up on a farm in my immediate family, every aspect of my life has been shaped by dance. My college experience, where I've lived and traveled, all my jobs, practically every friend that I have, my network, and even my husband, I met all because of dance. Thankfully, my parents didn't have to pay for me to come to Barton. Which brings me to one of the main reasons that I chose Barton, the incredible scholarships. Thank you for providing such an amazing opportunity. And at the time, it was possibly the only full tuition and book scholarship specifically for dance in our region. So thank you so much, Barton. Initially, though, I came to Barton my sophomore year because of the coaching staff. And that lady right over there, Miss Debbie Warren. Yes. At the time, the program was directed by Debbie Warren and assisted by Chayla Clausen. Both were already mentors of mine, so I knew that coming to Barton was a great decision for me. At the time, I was on the dance team at Oklahoma State University when they announced changes to the program that would diminish the emphasis on dance. Meanwhile, Barton was building a program for students like me to help pursue a passion for dance. My time at Barton from 2002 to 2003 was unforgettable. Even though it was one little baby year, it was definitely something I will never forget. The atmosphere, the coaching staff, the opportunities provided here in the middle of the U.S. are truly unparalleled. I gained friends from all around the world, challenged my work ethic, learned what it takes to be at the highest competing level of our industry, and most importantly, I learned the true meaning of teamwork. Being an athlete at Barton was an incredible feeling. Every team was here striving for excellence every day. We would come practice next to national championship basketball, volleyball, baseball, cheer, and Olympic runners all within this building. The passion was contagious. I actually loved coming to practice every day. It was not hard for me to get up in the morning, and I would just always be excited to come to practice. I genuinely wanted to be here. Dance is all I wanted to do all the time already, and Barton had the perfect platform for me to do that. Our coaches found creative ways to get the best out of us. Debbie would tell us to imagine that we had poop, I'm gonna say poop, on our feet, and that we needed to move our legs faster and higher to get it off of our feet. We needed to suck on lemons and put Vaseline on our teeth to be able to smile and breathe throughout the entire 3-minute routine. Run the routine 2, 3, and even 5 more times so that you could increase your stamina. All their efforts led us to the national stage. And even though our legs felt like jello and we were completely out of breath, Debbie and Shayla would say, "One more time." And we knew that never actually meant one more time. We knew it meant do it again until you reach your full potential. All their efforts led us to the national stage on Daytona Beach, Florida. The moments before stepping on stage are exhilarating. I can only describe this as the feeling you get before you jump out of a plane and skydive. Sorry, Mom. Which I have done. I went skydiving. And I told my mom afterwards, never do that. There's so much excitement inside of you that you feel like your body is about to explode. The time on stage seems like mere seconds, makes you feel like you're flying, and then as you abruptly land, thanking God that you survived, you have no idea what just happened on stage, but you know that you would go through it all again to have that same feeling. My time at Barton solidified what I knew in my heart was the right path for me, a life of consistently challenging myself every day to find my next level of excellence, never giving up and always reaching higher. Now, as the director and owner of my own dance studio, I spend most of my days telling children, one more time, but really meaning I want you to reach your full potential. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the Barton Sports Hall of Fame, Lacy.
Woo, okay.
Wonderful. Here to present our next inductee in the class of 2025 is no stranger to this place. There's a big reason that the place exists that you're sitting in this very day. Just a special, special person to anybody and everybody in Barton County, and certainly here at the college. Please welcome to the microphone Barton Sports Hall of Famer, Coach Ray Bouchard.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to especially thank the student athletes for hanging in there with us this afternoon and for all you do to make this place special. The volleyball team, I know Coach Megan's not here, but I know you guys had a great year, so congratulations to you. I'm excited to see Coach Alan Clark's team play this afternoon. Alan, good luck. I know you're doing great things. And Coach Jeremy, you guys gave us a lot of joy last spring. All the Barton alumni could say, finally the wait is over. The men's team national champs. And there's alumni all over the United States that took a lot of joy in that and really appreciate that. So best of luck to you as you finish up your season as well. And to all the other student athletes here. We only had a couple sports back in the day when I was a student athlete here. And yeah, I do have the unique experience of being a student athlete here and also being able to coach here for 15 years. And the student-athlete experience for me was extremely valuable. I met people like Tim Weiser, like Rob Bowman, like Alan Clark. Hey, Alan Clark could play, by the way. I don't know if he's told you, this guy could play. Have you seen film on this guy? He wore short shorts, but he could play. And he'd rather pass it than shoot it. But, so yeah, and Tony Hobson's still a dear friend of mine. One of my highlights of my student-athlete experience here was being asked to judge cheerleading tryouts. Yes, I was. And I saw this cute little girl doing all these fun little gymnastic tumbles and gave her a high score, and we've now been married for 43 and a half years. Yeah, there's my wife, Pam, right there. So, hey, you never know. You just never know. My student-athlete experience also gave me the opportunity to play with my brother, Rich, and brother Rich here today and his wife, Pam. So there was all kinds of opportunities to build relationships and develop what was important through my time here. You mentioned academic career. I don't know much about Tim's academic career. I never saw him go to class, so I'm not sure much about his academic career. If Tim and I got involved in a ping pong match, which we did on occasion, and it went a little bit too long, and we were going to be late to class, I guess we were just going to be late to class. That's just the way it worked. I had the opportunity to come back and coach here for 15 years. And some of the folks that I coach with are still very dear friends of mine. Mike and Debbie Warren, Steve Forbes, who's now the head coach at Wake Forest, Dennis Shaver, coaching track at LSU, Dan McGovern, Tony Hobson, who had a great career and just retired last year. So Barton has created an opportunity for me to develop relationships. Ken Henderson was in our gym year after year after year. This place has allowed me to develop relationships that'll be long-lasting, and one that I'll cherish and cherish to this day is the one that developed with Tim Weiser. And Tim and I were good friends when we went to school here, but as we went through our own professional journeys, we connected on many occasions, become really close friends, and this guy supported me all along the way. He was an all-star pitcher here. Since he hasn't pitched for a long time, he's now an all-star. I don't know what he was really like when he was here, but I'm sure he was really good. But he finished his eligibility, his academic career at Emporia State, and then got into the sports administration world. He had stops at Austin Peay University, Eastern Michigan, Colorado State, and Kansas State University. I was always hopeful that the KU thing would work out for him, but the timing wasn't quite right. But what I do know is every stop he made, he left the place better than what he found it. And all four of those stops, he made significant impact in all four of those places. And our coaching community is pretty small. When I would ask a Tom Hilbert or Susie Fritz or coaches that work for him, they'd always use a couple words, a couple phrases. He's a coach's AD. And that's probably the best compliment you can give as a coach, and maybe one of the best compliments you can get as an administrator. A coach's AD, somebody that advocates for their coaches, somebody that's behind the scenes, gets it all done, makes it all happen, and also advocates for the student athletes. And Tim's had a history of doing that. After leaving Kansas State, he took on the deputy commissioner role at the Big 12 office. He worked for 4 different commissioners there, but there was one consistent voice the whole time, and that was Tim Weiser. And the Big 12 Conference, for those of you that are familiar with it, has been through a lot of change over the last few years with conference alignment and conference expansion, and there's been one consistent voice in that office, and that's Tim Weiser. And he's always done what's right for our conference. He's always done what's right for the student athlete, and he's always done what's right for his coaches. I coached at a school that wore crimson and blue, and he worked for a school that wore purple, but he still supported me like I was one of his own. And the only regret I have is that I didn't get to work with him, alongside him, or for him. But we remain very close to this day, and there's not a guy that deserves this honor any more than Tim Weiser. So let's welcome Tim Weiser into the Barton County Hall of Fame.
Well, Ray, thank you. You read it just like I wrote it, so I appreciate those kind words. So let me start off first by saying to Trevor and President Garstecki and members of the selection committee how thankful I am for this award. I'm very humbled. I would have never guessed this. It was Ray and I have talked over the years. Had somebody told either one of us what we were in for the next 40-some years of our life, we wouldn't have ever thought it possible. And the journey started for me here, so I am very thankful for the opportunity to come back and tell you how much I appreciated my time here. I also want to congratulate my fellow inductees. I think I can speak for all of them by saying it is an important day for us, and we're really excited about being a part of the Hall of Fame. So I think I'm going to start first by telling you that you're probably as sick about hearing about me as I am, so we're going to spend most of these remaining minutes talking about all the other people that have really made this possible and my career possible. You know, as I think back on my time, I would tell you it's a little bit like a three-legged stool in that without any one of those three legs, it serves no purpose. And for me, that first leg is a faith in God. I learned early on from the family I was raised in, my mom and dad, sisters who are here, that faith and a relationship with God is a very important part of your life. And although that walk for me is sometimes slowed to a crawl, it was always there and continues to be there. So I thank God for the blessings that He's given me in my life and the importance that it holds for the remainder of my life. I also would tell you the second leg is my family. And I've got a couple of different types of families here. First of all, the one that's known me the longest, my mom, just celebrated her 96th birthday a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, I think that's probably it. And although my dad can't be with us, I would tell you that between the two of them, they helped me understand, first of all, love for baseball that my dad instilled in me and that my mom helped me become better at. Not necessarily with technique, but with lessons about discipline and sticking to things and not quitting and all of the things that I didn't realize at the time really mattered much ended up being some of the lessons that I've used the remainder of my life. So I appreciate very much, Mom, all the things that you've done. So I mentioned my two sisters. In fact, my life in Great Bend was always the twins' little brother. And that is frankly a badge of honor because those two could do nothing wrong. I mean, they were perfect in every way. And so I had to make sure that I separated myself from that path. And I think I did a pretty good job for a while. But I don't know that I would be as successful as I've been career-wise were it not for these two sisters. Now, I will tell you that there's not really ever been a sibling rivalry going on, but this past couple of weeks, I got a text from one of my sisters, and I won't embarrass her, but she said, now, you know that we were part of the first class of cheerleaders at Barton. And I said, yes, I knew that. And she said, make sure that the crowd knows that were it not for us, you wouldn't have your picture plastered all over that campus. I said, okay, sure will. So we'll let you figure out which one of the twins said that. But I also will tell you that I have my wife here with us, who come August, we will be married 45 years. And very thankful. As most of the people that have been in this profession, Ray, Trevor, others, you spend a lot more time with other people's kids than you do your own. And thankfully, she managed to take care of a lot of things that I wasn't able to with my two children. And so I appreciate the good job that you did with them. I've got my son and daughter. Rudy lives in Fort Worth with his wife. My daughter Melanie lives in Virginia, Ashburn, Virginia, with her husband. And I've got my two grandsons, Field and Decker, here with me. Melanie is an owner and operator of a fitness franchise called Burn Boot Camp. Rudy works for Learfield Sports on behalf of TCU. And I would tell you that as I look back on all the accomplishments and the good things that have happened in my life, without question, watching what these two have become and turned into is without a doubt the highlight. So thank you both. I also have a great many of my extended family, cousins, nephews, nieces, and I'm afraid I'm going to forget somebody, so I'm just going to lump you all together and tell you that I thank you for traveling today in this cold weather and being out here to be a part of things. So the last leg of the stool is friends. Clearly, Ray falls into that camp. And by the way, I actually know Pam longer than Ray has known Pam. Pam and I attended grade school together, St. Pat's, and I've watched her family through the years as they would attend church there at St. Pat's, and clearly it was his best recruiting job ever. Can't quite figure out how that all played out, but good for you, Ray. Great job. Coaches, and you know, I see Alan and I see some of the others around the room here. You know, I've been fortunate to have worked with some really great coaches, really good people, and I'm very thankful to have had those experiences because that became part of that stool for me and the experience that has allowed me to be up here with you all today. I know Rich, you referenced your brother Rich, and as I told him when I saw him today, he was always my favorite Bouchard. There was never any question about that. Wasn't the ping pong player that this one thought he was, but we corrected him a few times. So let me just close with a quick quote that I read quite some time ago, and it talked about going through life, and it said that if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you join with others. And for me, you can tell which of those two choices I made, because without question, I would not have had the opportunities to do and be part of many things that I've had without the support of all the people that are here today and have been in my career for these past 40-some years. So thank you all very much for the opportunity today.
Tim, welcome as the newest member of the 2025 Barton Sports Hall of Fame. Certainly well deserved. Got some basketball players going to go get ready for their game this evening.
Go Cougar!
Last but certainly not least, we're going to honor our third and final inductee of the 2025 class. And to present that inductee is a man who is no stranger to Barton athletics. As a student, as a son, as a coach, and was my bus driver back in the day when I had the opportunity to be a part of this family as a student athlete, but also a good friend of mine and just an outstanding human being. Please help me welcome to the microphone our head golf coach, Doug Kaiser.
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Booster Club, Barton Athletics, my golf teams, my wife, and congratulations to all the 2005 Hall of Fame inductees. And also welcome back to Barton, Coach Ray Bouchard. Thank you, Ray. Representing the men's golf program and playing for me in 2014 and 2016, Natchapol Srinoon, nicknamed Putter, given by his dad at birth. A little bit about Putter. On a late Thursday 11 p.m. evening flight from Thailand into Wichita Airport, Putter arrived in Kansas. As we headed north on Ridge Road, his eyes lit up with all the eating places and all the businesses and the hotels. As we reached K-96 and headed towards Great Bend, with the lights of Wichita in the rearview mirror, I looked over and his smile was gone. His eyes were looking down, and I know what he was thinking. What have I got myself into? We arrived at the college, opened his door to housing, and on his bed was a pillow, a sheet, a blanket, a towel, bar of soap, and a bottle of water. And I looked at him, and I was ready for him to tell me he wanted to go home. But he didn't. All was good. In tournaments, Putter dressed like a golf professional. Black Nike shoes, black Nike pants and belt, black Barton uniform, and a black Tiger Woods hat. Putter was the best of the best here at Barton. He led the men's golf team to a school record of a 275, 276, where he shot a -9. And that record still holds as of today. After graduating in Barton County, he went to Arkansas Tech, graduating with a degree in business administration, then moving back home to his country, Thailand, doing what he does best, playing golf. I want to finish with something that all of you heard during freshman orientation from AD Trevor Ross over in the basketball gym. The most important about the do's and don'ts. The most important don't. You remember that? Don't walk on his gym floor. You don't need to, just stay off. Right, Devo? The most important do, get it done academically. Go to classes and graduate. Then he says, because only 2% of you in that group of 400 will go pro. And that's a proven fact, only 2%, actually it's 1.76. Well, Putter did it academically, graduating from Barton with a 3.83 GPA, Arkansas Tech with a 3.78 GPA, and he is part of that 2% playing professional golf on the PGA in Thailand, doing what he does best. So as a men's and women's golf coach at Barton Community College, it's my honor to introduce to you and induct you to the 2025 Barton Athletic Hall of Fame, Putter. Because he's on tour, he's not with us today, but he has made a video, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Putter.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Natchapol Srinoon, and my nickname is Putter. I'm from Thailand, and I'm a born student athlete, class of 2016. What an incredible honor to meet you guys here as part of the Barton Sport Hall of Fame. This moment is humbling, and I am beyond grateful to be, I guess, surrounded by so many coaches, inductees, families, professors, and our Barton supporters. First of all, I would like to thank Coach Kaiser for inducting me to the Barton Sport Hall of Fame. Coach, your supporting guidance, passion at that time, and unwavering belief in me and the team made all the difference. He pushed me and my guys to be better, not just as a golfer, but as a person as well. I'm also grateful to your family for their kindness and support along the way. To my professors, thank you for keeping me focused and truly helped me out getting through all problems and lessons. Even when my mind was on the golf course sometimes, they remind me that being a student athlete means excelling in both areas. To my teammates, what a ride it has been. Golf brought us together, but the memory we made off the course are just as unforgettable. We all know that Great Bend doesn't have a lot of things to do, but they brought me from hunting, fishing, or even spring break trips to those house party in Fort Hays. It was really eye-opening experience, but trust me, we didn't have too much fun and we were okay and come back to Barton safely at that time. Yay! Of course, coach didn't know about this. They all made this journey one of the best times of my life. They were so nice and took really good care of me for those 2 years while I was at Barton. We are still keeping each other in touch. The bond we build will always be special to me, obviously. Barton is a small college, but has complete facility to improve my physical condition. Moreover, it is calm and cozy place which I really like to work out. Oftenly at night. Yeah. I also want to extend my gratitude to the Barton personnel, the booster club as well, who supported me and other students every step of the way. They were always there to help as much as possible, from the administration to the all athletic staffs. Your dedication to student athletes never went unnoticed, for sure. This honor isn't just about me, it's about every person who played a role in my US journey in the first 2 years. It's about lessons learned through hard work, discipline, and the friendships that last a lifetime. I had so much good memory there in Barton. I am so filled with gratitude, knowing that none of this would be possible without the people who I have mentioned before. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I really am. Yep. Once a Barton, always Barton. Go Cougars. Thank you guys.
Putter might be watching. I know we're live streaming today, and if you're watching Putter, congratulations to you, and again, welcome to the class of 2025 Barton Sports Hall of Fame induction. You know, Putter talked about this being I talked about warm and fuzzy earlier, and he talked about this being a small, cozy place. Student athletes know, my coaches know, my staff know, but we want to develop student athletes here. We have 3 pillars with which we live by under my leadership of now 14 years, and have been very fortunate to be able to serve in this capacity. And I mentioned those pillars to these student athletes, just like I mentioned the do's and don'ts that Doug brought up today, and many other things when we kick off each year. But we want to develop kids, and these student athletes, I still call you kids, you're growing into adults, certainly. But we want to develop them. They're here athletically. That's an obvious pillar. We want to develop them academically for so many reasons beyond Barton and into your life as you choose the path to take. But probably the most important pillar to me is your development socially. And every year I am reminded why that pillar is so important. All 3 of these candidates that have spoken before you today whether they were good student athletes, whether they were great student athletes, whether they've had success in their professional careers, which they certainly all have, academically in the classroom, it's probably all over the board, the levels of success. But every single one of them, and really, I can honestly stand up here and say this, every inductee in my 14 years here have been outstanding people. And that pillar of your social growth will remain, for me, the most important, because this world needs good people. You know, we have inducted, we have a large international presence in our athletic department, and we've inducted a number of international student athletes in my time here, and putter's just another strong example of, you see international students come here, they have very little English skill, they have really no idea what they're getting into, where they're going, and ultimately what's going to become of it. And the development that they have and the people that they become after their time here is really, really, really the most important thing. Both Lacy and Tim sitting in front of you here today have had impeccable professional careers. Their success levels as adults has been fantastic. They speak of their time here being fantastic, the friends that they've made, the lifelong relationships, all of those things, again, social, that it's developed them to be the people they are today outside of their immediate families. Come on up here, big guy. Come on up here. You just sit right there with Grandpa and have a good time. What's your name? Field. Field? How about a big hand for Field today? That's a good handshake. Did you learn that from Grandpa? Yeah. You know, talking about social growth and development and just being a good person, that's one of the things that I also tell my student athletes at the beginning of each year is, you know the difference between right and wrong. Do right. Do right. And Field, you make me think of family. I'm going to close because all of you are my family. Because of your connection to someone at Barton, even if you didn't come to Barton, but because of your connection to someone that has come at Barton, maybe your time as a child, certainly you student athletes and your connection with your teams in this place. My colleagues, the Booster Club Board, we're all family because of Barton. And I can promise you nearly every one of you will cherish that for as long as you live. Lacy, Tim, Putter, if you're listening, congratulations on your induction. We look forward to more celebrating the rest of the day, and I'll go over that schedule here in a minute. But let's have one more big round of applause for our new inductees. I can't leave the microphone. I know you're tired of listening to me talk. I'm going to be done here in just a second. But I need to thank some people who have made today what it is. We do our very best to make this a special day for our inductees. My assistant athletic director is Heather Panning, who's sitting right over there. Assistant athletic director Todd Moore back there with the camera. And assistant SID Brandon Smith, who's also back there. We've got folks from IT. John, certainly appreciate all your efforts, facilities, and all of their work that they've put forth to make today a special day. You met our Booster Club board earlier. Speaking of family and people, people care deeply about our student athletes and about our athletic programs. Let's have one more big round of applause for our Booster Club board, please. I always hear Cole on the radio. I don't always hear Cole because I'm usually there in person, but when I do hear Cole on the radio, there's a commercial on there that the Barton Booster Club, the Cougar Booster Club, always trying to make Barton athletics the best in the country. And we are very fortunate that we have those people supporting us in all of the things that they do for our program. So thank you, Booster Club Board, not only for what you've done today to make it special, but for what you do all the time. For my coaches, my staff, thank you for being here today. You student athletes, thank you for being here today. And I hope you'll come back this evening, because we will not only be honoring our newest inductees, but we'll also have we got a lot of Hall of Famers sitting in here with us today. And we're going to also recognize those folks between the women's and men's game this evening. But thank you for being here, and all of the family and friends that have come to join us. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here. What's the rest of the day look like? So for you student athletes, I'm sorry, you're probably going to have to go eat at the CAF. What time's that open? 5 o'clock. But for the inductees and their families and current Hall of Famers, we're going to have a nice meal. After we get done, we're going to take some pictures here when we're done with the backdrops. So family, you're more than welcome to take any and all the pictures you'd like. Again, our Todd Moore SID and Brandon, Assistant SID, will also be wanting to get some pictures of you. So we'll get through all of that, and then we'll head over to the Kavanaugh Room, which is in what we used to call the library, but they fancied that up now. That's the Learning Resource Center, okay? But we'll go over there and get something to eat, and then we'll come back for the basketball games this evening versus Dodge City Community College. We're going to get to see the dance line perform in addition to our basketball. Obviously, the cheerleaders are going to be performing like they always do. It's a wonderful environment that was established here a long, long time ago. And we still have it today. Yeah. So, oh, come on up, big fella. What's your name? Decker? Okay, Decker and Field, right? And they've got matching vests on. Who planned that today? Beautiful. I love the look. Let's have Decker and Field. Let's give them one more hand. That's why Decker came up here. He wanted to get a hand like Field did. He didn't want to miss out on that. Again, there is, student athletes, please, I don't want to see any cake over there when I get done and when we head over to eat. There is cake over there. My mom makes that cake. It is amazing. There's punch. There's nuts. Help yourself. Programs in the back for those of you that want a souvenir and posters. And we'll see you tonight at the game. Congratulations again. Thank you for coming.